10 vans, one dream, 6 months to find out if it was real. Caleb Reyes quit his warehouse job to become his own boss. 10 months later, his bank account read negative $40,000. This is the delivery van dream. And today, we run the brutal math. $201 billion moved through this industry in America alone in 2026. And almost none of the people chasing it understand what they signed up for. A fuel spike, a missed contract clause, a single bad quarter. That's all it takes to turn a business into a trap. We're going to show you the exact numbers the brochures leave out, where the profit really goes, and the one decision that separates the operators who survive from the ones who don't. Stay with us. This is Volky ECON 101. It's 2:14 in the morning in Meridian, Idaho. Caleb is sitting at his kitchen table in yesterday's work shirt. The coffee next to him went cold 2 hours ago. He's refreshing the fleet tracking app for the 9th time tonight. 3 of his 10 vans didn't finish their routes today. One driver quit by text message at 4 p.m. He's asking himself the question every small business owner asks at this hour. Am I actually failing, or is the number lying to me? By the end of this video, you'll know exactly why so many delivery business owners hit this same wall in 2026, and whether buying a fleet of vans is really a business or just a very expensive job. We're going to walk through Caleb's exact numbers, the ones nobody puts in the brochure. Let's get into it. Here's why this story matters beyond one guy in Idaho. The U.S. courier and delivery industry is projected to hit $201 billion in revenue in 2026. Nearly 25 billion packages will move through American driveways and doorsteps this year alone. On paper, that looks like an economy overflowing with opportunity. Every week, someone sees a van with a company logo on the side and thinks, that could be me. Buy a few vans, hire some drivers, charge per package, watch the money roll in. It sounds almost too simple to fail. That feeling is exactly what pulls thousands of new operators into this business every single year. And it's exactly why the failure rate is so brutal. One late 2025 survey of active delivery contractors found 73% said their profit margins are now lower than when they started. Not stayed the same, lower. So what's actually going on underneath the surface? The delivery business isn't really a transportation business. What it actually sells is a promise that the box arrives on time, every time, no excuses. The van is just the tool that keeps that promise. And keeping that promise costs a lot more than most people budget for. That's the gap Caleb fell into. The gap between how simple this looks from the outside and how unforgiving it actually is on the inside. Before we get back to Caleb, let's meet someone asking the same questions you probably are.
All right, welcome back to the studio. Jason, for anyone just joining us, tell them who you are.
I'm Jason, 26. I work a normal job, and I've never run a business in my life.
Which is exactly why you're here. Every week, you sit across from me and ask the questions the audience is actually thinking. So today, before I explain it, be honest. What do you think owning a delivery business is like?
Buy some vans, slap a logo on them, hire drivers, and the packages basically pay for themselves.
That's what almost everyone thinks. And it's the exact myth that's about to eat into Caleb's bank account.
So walk me through it. What did he actually do first?
He did what almost every new operator does. He fell in love with the vans before he fell in love with the contracts. Let's go back to the beginning and watch exactly how that played out.
8 months earlier, Caleb was working the night shift at a warehouse outside Boise. He'd watched delivery vans roll out of that same warehouse every morning for 3 years. He kept thinking the same thing. The guy who owns those vans is making real money, not me. So he applied to become an independent delivery contractor for a national platform. The projections looked incredible. A 10-van operation could gross over $2 million a year. He took $22,000 from savings and financed the rest through a business loan. 10 cargo vans, $380,000, financed over 5 years. Commercial insurance, $24,000 a year before a single package moved. Workers' comp, licensing, a rented depot, another $18,000 before opening day. By the time his first van left the lot, Caleb had already spent over $400,000, and he hadn't earned a single dollar yet. Then came the real cost: people. In 2026, driver wage floors on contractor programs climbed as high as $27 an hour. Add overtime, payroll tax, and workers' comp, and one driver cost him closer to $35 an hour, fully loaded. For 10 drivers working full weeks, that's roughly $300,000 a year in labor alone. For the first 4 months, it actually worked. Then diesel prices jumped almost 30% in a 6-week stretch. Caleb's contract had a fixed per-package rate, no fuel adjustment clause. Every gallon of that increase came straight out of his pocket. Let's pause the story right here, because this is where it gets real.
Okay, wait, so he just didn't ask for a fuel clause?
Most new operators don't. The big carriers protect themselves with weekly fuel surcharges tied to national diesel prices. So the big guys never actually feel the pain? They pass it straight to the customer. The small operator, the one without leverage, eats it alone. It feels rigged. It's not rigged against Caleb specifically. It's a system built by people who already survived this stage and didn't leave the door open behind them. So what's the actual damage? In real numbers. On his fleet, that fuel spike alone added roughly $60,000 in unplanned annual cost. $60,000. From one price move he didn't control and didn't protect against? And it gets worse from there. How does it get worse than 60 grand? Let's go back to Caleb and find out.
2 of Caleb's newest drivers were still learning their routes. His failed delivery rate climbed to 13%, well above the industry average of 8. Every failed delivery burned roughly $17 for zero revenue. Then his contractor platform quietly cut his route allocation after a rough performance quarter. Fewer routes, same 10 vans, same fixed insurance, same loan payment due the first of every month. By month 10, Caleb's business account was $40,000 in the red. This is the exact moment from the kitchen table we showed you at the start. But here's what most stories like this leave out. Caleb didn't quit. He renegotiated. He walked away from the client with no fuel clause, even though it cost him volume. He replaced it with 2 regional medical supply contracts that guaranteed density in a tighter zone. Tighter routes meant fewer miles, less fuel, fewer failed deliveries. He built a 90-day cash reserve before touching profit again. 14 months after that 2 a.m. kitchen table, Ridgeline Dispatch turned its first real profit. Let's bring this back to the studio one more time.
Okay, I think I actually get it now. Go on then, explain it back to me. It's not a bad business. It's a business with almost no room for error. Every fixed cost, the loan, the insurance, the rent, keeps running whether the vans move or not. And the revenue is the one thing that's never guaranteed.
Exactly. That mismatch is where almost every small operator gets hurt. It's kind of like personal finance too, right? Fixed bills, but your paycheck isn't always steady. That's exactly why the first $1,000 you save feels 10 times harder than the next 10,000. Because the first 1,000 happens while you're still in survival mode. Every dollar feels under threat. Once you build a real cushion, your brain actually calms down. Fewer panic decisions. So Caleb's 90-day reserve wasn't just a business move. It was the difference between operating from fear and operating from strategy.
So here's the real takeaway from Caleb's 10 vans. Financial freedom in a business like this was never about willpower. It was about systems. Fuel surcharge clauses written into every contract before the first van leaves the lot. A cash reserve built automatically before profit ever gets touched. Contracts secured before vans are financed, not after. None of that is exciting. All of it is what actually keeps a business alive. The brutal truth is this. The van was never the business. The business was every boring decision made before that van ever left the driveway. Real wealth doesn't look like 10 shiny vans with your logo on the side. It looks quiet. It looks like money you never have to touch in a panic. If this opened your eyes even a little, that's the whole point of this channel. Please subscribe and join the club that runs the numbers before the numbers run out. Also, hit to the like button and give us a support. Next week, we're opening the exact contractor agreement nobody reads past page 1. Stay tuned with us. This, Volky ECON 101.